When Sidney Poitier died, Denzel, it was like almost 20 years to the day of that night of the Oscars when he was given an award and you won, and you had that great interaction in front of the whole world that was just so moving. What do you remember about that night and your private moments with Sidney Poitier?
Sidney it's you know, we go back 40 years. He's like more than a friend, more than a father figure. I could ask him everything about where I was going because he had been there, and where I was and where I was going, there was no one else I could ask because there was no one else there except who had been there, who was Black and a man and had been there, but him. And I had him to ask, you know, and he was available and shared all kinds of things with me. And so, I mean, that I'll treasure, you know, forever.
It meant a great deal to him because I know later he said that you had sort of ushered him into another part of his life. And that must have been amazing for someone who meant so much to you, that you in turn had meant something pretty profound to him as well.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know that, but I could just ask him anything and he'd give me his honest opinion. So we talked about everything professionally, personally, you know, about his life, about my life. And, you know, and some days I'd be sitting there going, I'm listening to Poitier. I'm listening to, you know.
Out of body, you know, right?
Yeah, he's sitting there talking. I'm sitting there with, like, I wouldn't let him know. I'm like, I'm nodding my head, but inside I'm going, that's Sidney Poitier. That's Mr. Tibbs, for crying out loud.